So it's been about a week now since I started my hair care journey in terms of being serious and trying to be a waver, you know what I'm saying? Well, actually, I've always been a waver, technically speaking, because I've had waves, but it's different between like having waves and really just going in and being a waver and like really just being about it, getting the right hair care products and really brushing and just making more or less a lifestyle to keep your hair on point. And being a waver made me be like, you know what? And also doing these videos, I'm like, all right, gotta get the skin back in check. Also want to get back into modeling. Shout out to Maximus Health and Fitness, my gym. You know what I'm saying? Gotta rep all day. Also, I'm a personal trainer too, so follow me for the tips on like, because if you're a waver, that means you're serious about stepping your game up, your personal development game up, your hair game, your face game. It's necessary for you now to step up your body game, you know what I'm saying? Get that on point too, and then you'll really be stunned. You'll be living at a higher level type of stuff. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a different video. So I wanted to show you guys my suit bag here. The progress, because there hasn't been any progress, which is actually hilarious. And I think there's a couple of reasons why there hasn't really been any progress. And my hair is really dry right now, so I'm about to go get a cut. Actually, I'm about to get an edge up, so I really shouldn't have kept my hair this dry, but it's all good. But yeah, I haven't really brushed in a little bit. But yeah, so I'm about to go get an edge up, and that'll be that. What was I gonna say? Progress. My progress hasn't been that dope for a couple reasons. I think the first reason is I'm a chorus waver. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my hair is really, really dense. In my last video, I spoke about being Nigerian and having Nigerian really, really dense hair. So it's hard to brush and brush and brush. It's not hard, but it takes a lot of effort. But the thing is, once you have your hair laying down, it waves up stupid because it's so coarse and like it's nice deep waves. But now with that said, the thing is, I was taking some advice from some people online here, especially Country King. He has great advice, like really, really good advice. But the reason why I bring this up is he said something about I got my cut last week after I started my video. So this is the second week technically speaking. So I got my cut last Monday. I shot the video the Sunday beforehand. Here's why it matters. When he said in one of his videos, he talks about like what he does after his cut. He has more fine or fair hair than I do, so I took his advice, and I think it actually brought me back a couple of steps, because in one of his videos he talks about the follicle, how it has 2 or 3 shafts in there, and when you cut the hair you actually open up the shafts, which makes perfect sense, because think about it, it's like a tube. When you cut a tube, well, it's like a CO tube, and then if you cut the CO tube, right, there's gonna be a hole, and as your hair rebuilds itself, the hole gets covered up. But he was just saying about how whenever you get a haircut and you take a shower, water now gets into that tube and it weighs your hair down, and that's not a good thing. And he speaks about how wavers don't want that. So I was like, all right, let me try that, see if it sounds good. So I did that, and the very first thing I noticed the day after, because I got my castor oil, I'm really about this, so I went out and got my castor oil, all natural, and I put it in my hair that night besides brushing and all this other stuff. And the next day I'm like, wow, my hair's just not laying down like it used to. It's not laying down at all, and it was almost like frizzy and more napped up. I'm not gonna say napped up, but more coarse. I'm like, I just didn't get it, and I started putting 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, you know what? My favorite part of getting a haircut was just washing afterwards, because like whenever when I washed, my hair would just lay down flat, and that makes perfect sense. So if you're a chorus waver, I think it's good for you to wash your hair after a workout. When I say wash your hair, not like don't go crazy, but definitely get water, put water in your hair, because like that first day I didn't put water in my hair. Like I showered, but I had a shower cap on, and I made sure water didn't get into my hair. So I think it'd be good for your chorus waver. Just try it both one way and the other way, because again, everybody's hair is different, and it's not just gonna be, it's gonna take effort from you to really make it happen. So don't be like, oh well, you know what, just tell me one way, I'm gonna do that. It's not that simple. I mean, it could be that simple, but it's gonna be a lot harder. So your goal is just to really find out what works best for you. So that's why I think my progress isn't where it should be, but I'm gonna go get my edge up. I'll catch you guys after that. Not to mention I got my CQP brushes in the mail. I haven't opened them yet, so I'm gonna do an unboxing on that. And got a couple other things. I'm also gonna do a review on my Boo Boo cap. So I'm about this. I'm really about this. And also, I'll show you guys the products that I picked up, because as you know, like I'm super official. I'm about doing everything as official as possible, because at the end of the day, you need to invest in yourself. That's why I'm doing this in my hair. That's why I'm doing this in my skin. And that's why I'm all about my body. And if you invest in yourself, it becomes easier to invest in other things, whether it's your business, whether it's your work. So you gotta start with yourself first. That's why it's important to get your body in shape, get your hair on point, get your skin on point, because no matter what, It doesn't matter what car you drive, it doesn't matter what watch you have, because all that shit can be taken away from you, pardon my French. All that stuff, but now like the stuff that you have to work for, that nature gives you, like the wave game, the skincare, like in your body, if your body's right, skin's right, hair's right, you can walk around in a white tee and sweatpants and just look fuego, you know what I'm saying? You don't need all that extra stuff, but when all this other stuff is out of line, then you need all this other things to try to like make yourself look more attractive. No. That's that materialistic stuff. But with that said, you want to spend good money to get the best tools so that way when you are improving yourself and upgrading yourself, it's easy. You're not just sitting there. I'll show you guys the tools I've been using in terms of my brushes and stuff. I'm gonna really give you the rundown and the products that I bought this past week, because I'm about making this happen. I'm gonna show you guys what I do and just give you guys my little pieces of information. Hopefully you guys will be able to do something with it and it'll make your journey easier. So I'm gonna just throw this up real quick and I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace. Yo, what's going on, boy?
What up?
My main man Rashad here, nicest barber around. What up, though?
You already know.
You know what I'm saying? My barber. How long we've been cutting together?
Oh man,
Like
I can't even count no more. It's been a long time.
It's been at least
over 10
right?
plus. 10
yeah,
plus.
because like that was before high school. Crazy.
Plus.
So it's got the fresh edgy, and just gonna be brushing and brushing. Next week is gonna be like when I get the cut though, and that's when everything's gonna lay flat. Like I was saying before though. My waves, I feel like last week, I'm not gonna say they were tighter, but they were definitely on a different level. And I think it's because I didn't wash my hair right after my cut like I typically do. But I'm gonna get back to brushing. I got the CQP brushes, so I'm gonna unpackage those in a bit. But like anyway, I'm there with Sean. I'm gonna get a video of the actual cut next week, so I'm gonna catch y'all.
NBA, nicest barber around.
You know what time it is.
Big.
Hey, what's going on, guys? So it's Ken here. All right, so I want to just wrap up the last of this video in regards to my second weekend. So this is my second weekend. Obviously, I just got my edge up, and maybe it's not so obvious. So I just got my edge up, and I've been brushing with the CQP brushes, because in between the time after the first video, check the first half of this video and just look at how my hair is sitting versus the way it was sitting before I got my edge up. The edge up doesn't really matter that much, but just look at the actual hair. And that's the difference between using a good brush versus a not so good brush. And I had a fresh brush, so you can see here, like you have pieces of these bristles, I guess because it's fresh here. And I was brushing for a minute. And when I say brushing for a minute, I wasn't brushing to try and show you guys how nice my hair is on this video. I was brushing because since getting this brush, like this brush massages my head. I really like this brush live, and you're gonna see that in other videos because I keep talking about this brush. But those other brushes I was using, I'm not gonna say they were hard, even though they were hard, because even the softer ones, they just didn't feel good on your head. I don't know if they didn't have, I don't know if it's because there's a lot more bristles on this than the other brushes I used to have. Check out that other video so you know what I'm talking about. Because I had brushes for about 5 to 10 years, and I just always kind of kept them. And don't get me wrong, like you could use whatever you want. I use those brushes. I used to have sick waves, like disgusting waves. And but at the same time, I put in the work, so I know what kind of work it takes to get there. That's why you're gonna see me on my journey back to get my waves up. Hopefully, becoming an elite waver. We'll see what happens. Crazy. But yeah, so like on my journey back to doing all that, that's why I talk so much about just getting good high quality, not just products, but tools to help you on your journey regardless of whatever it is you're doing. So I'm very happy with the CQP brush purchases. So I got the premium medium firm, and I got the premium. Here's the thing, it came in a box that said soft, so I don't know like if they're playing with me or what. And yeah, I don't know, but this does look like the premium, and it's definitely not a soft brush, that's for sure, because I do have this to compare it to. Yeah, the Dirty Diane Softy, and this is a soft brush, and that is definitely not a soft brush. It's definitely somewhere between soft and medium-ish, even though I don't have a real medium. My next purchase in terms of brushes, if I do decide to get one, I'm really happy and content with these CQPs, but I also want to be able to have a couple more name brand brushes so I can give you guys better reviews and how I really feel about each brush. And I'm going to buy them myself. I'm not going to get these sent to me for free unless you want to send them to me for free and I'll review them. But I prefer to purchase these just so you guys know that I'm giving you guys my real opinion. I'm not forced to be nice or say something. If I don't like something about the brush, I'm going to tell you guys. So that way you guys could be informed and have the knowledge when you go to buy these things. Because this is what I wish I would have had when I was trying to get my wave game up back in high school. Like 10 years ago, look at how old I am. Wild. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's all good. At the same time, it's all good. That's why I do it for y'all. I do it for the people. We gotta pass on knowledge, and I'm actually so fortunate because like people like Country King, I swagger jack a lot of his stuff because his stuff is really good. Watch a lot of 360 Jeezy. I just started watching Young Wavy. He's dope. Mr. Warren County. Shout out to him. Who else? Who else have I really been watching? Sir Cruz. But that boy there clean, gives great information out. Definitely CQP bias, but at the same time, like he's just repping his brand. I can't even be mad. Yeah, so that's really about it. 2 weeks in, hair's looking pretty good. A lot better with this brush. A lot better. So I'm actually really excited to see what happens between this week and next week before my cut. And I'm still like in the beginning phases. And shout out to Young Wavy, I'm using his technique. Your first like 4 weeks, 8 weeks ish. I'm still in between my first 4 to 8 weeks. You want to have a cut. You want to have a cut every other week, and then an edge up in between those cuts. And that's what I'm in right now. Just trying to get the wave game in, put in the work with the brushing. But the biggest differences between like let's say last week and this week, besides the CQP brush, which is really laying my hair real nice, and it's looking like one cohesive unit, like just nice and like spread out, but like one and together. The biggest difference, I think, in terms of my waves is I feel like I actually took a couple steps back from the Sunday before this, and when you see my other video in terms of waves and how deep they were. And I think the biggest reason for that is not the fact that I took a step back from the brushing, because I've been brushing a lot, about an hour to an hour and a half a day, anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes, 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night, or morning, afternoon-ish, anytime there, and then in the night before going to sleep. The biggest difference is I use Country King's, I took advice from one of his videos. The video was how he takes care of his cut how he takes care of his hair after a cut. And he was just talking about how like with the hair follicle, it's a tube, and if you cut a tube in half, obviously there's gonna be an open part because it's a tube, right? And he's just talking about how like if you wash your hair after getting your hair cut, water gets into that tube, your hair follicle, and it flattens your hair. And he talks about how that's not good, or how some people don't like that because whatever reason, because they want their hair to be fluffy, or they want their waves to be taller or wider, or you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. And me just getting back on my grind, I'm like, oh, that makes sense, let me try that. So I tried it, and even the very first day I was like, okay, cool, just kind of brushed it out. When I showered, I put a shower cap on, didn't let any water get in there. And then when I went, the second day I showered, brushing, and I'm like, wow, my hair is just, it's a little bit harder to work with. Why is that? I don't get it, like brushing, like it's not really laying down, it's not really that nice. And then it hit me like, oh, it's what he had recommended. And there's not an issue with what he recommended. The issue is with my type of hair. He has finer hair, much finer hair than me. So he may not want his hair to lay down because it lays down real easily. As you could tell, like his waves are crazy. And if you see him brushing, or he'll like, if he like combs against it, he'll brush it back down, lays that back down stupid. But for us chorus hair wavers, that's something I think it's better for us, like whenever you get a cut, to wash it immediately, you know what I'm saying? Get that water in there, use that water to help you lay it down, you know what I'm saying? Use that water to help you lay it down, and then while it's in there, you can go ahead, keep brushing, and you'll work out the water that way anyway, you know what I'm saying? But more importantly, your hair will be laid down, and I think it'll wave up easier that way. That's just how I feel about it, that's how I do it, and I think that's the biggest difference between like my hair looking a lot more wavy before I would start brushing like hard body this week, and between now. I mean, don't get me wrong, the waves aren't bad, but they're just not in the way they used to be. But my hair looks a lot better. Like my hair looks like one cohesive unit. It looks much darker. It doesn't look like dry. I think it's because of the hair care I've been doing, and I'm gonna post up my regimen, but also like that CQP. I think, and I don't know if it's just CQP or maybe it's just the fact that like the bristles are spaced out nicer, higher quality bristles. But I'll be able to compare it to a different brush later on when I get when I get around to getting Diane, because like I just took a L on the prices on these 2 CQPs, so it might take me like a month or so. Because like even though like I really take this seriously, you want to budget and save and get good quality stuff. Just save and get good quality stuff. It's gonna take you more time, but being disciplined like that is gonna teach you like life skills. So anyway, it's your boy Clark here. 2 weeks in, this is what it looks like. The hair is about the same, maybe a couple steps back because of what I just told you. The brushing, been stepping that up, as you know, anywhere between an hour to hour and a half a day. I'm gonna post up my hair care routine. Yeah, just really about it. So being a coarse hair waver, you just got to put in the time brushing. That's what it boils down to. And I'd say wash it right after a cut. Other than that, that's really about it. Peace. Later, guys.